Already did it. It's done.
Do
Started.
it. Do it.
All right, Andy, you ready?
Nope.
Dave, ready?
Maybe.
Roger, ready? No, not really.
Roger,
Nick, ready?
Roger.
I'm ready.
Okay.
What do you want? A cookie?
Yes.
Congrats.
I already had
Make
a
us all
cookie.
look bad.
Some good.
Here we are once again after we lost all of our last podcast. What did we talk about?
No one knows that. No one knows that.
No,
Doesn't exist. We never
have to-
recorded it.
We have to tell the truth as to why we're lazy.
Because everyone really cares. All of our 1.5 listeners.
Hey,
Which
Hey.
is primarily like
hey.
Roger and my wife. As
What
far
about-
as I'm aware.
What about bots? Are there any bots?
I'm sorry, I can't afford bots.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we get like porn bots commenting.
Yeah, I was gonna say like there's gotta be porn bots.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if there's around.
Those
At
are pretty
least-
good.
At least they care, I guess.
They care about video games.
I'd hope they did.
So, the Video Game Awards 2020. Oh,
They
wait, no,
sucked.
that's the 4chan
come and
one. So
gone.
hold on, that's the 4chan one. The Game Awards 2020 has
Yeah,
come and
I'm not-
gone.
I don't even fucking give a shit about what 4chan picked. Like, it's probably better than the official VGA, but you know what? I really don't care what those morons and scumbags think, and I'm one of those morons and scumbags. So
I mean,
Dun, dun, dun,
I am
dun.
too.
We all are.
except Nick, probably.
We all are.
Nick's too cool.
So,
Turned into uncool.
how do we want to go about this? Do we just want to go through each category and give our thoughts on each one, or
We could just shit on the whole thing in one big go.
we can pick and choose? Because I'm not going to go through like freaking
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
like,
know
who gives a crap about the esports section?
I
Oh
was
my
just
god,
about to say
I
that,
didn't.
that
I
and also
absolutely
Shit,
didn't.
the
though.
content creator of the year was. I don't give a shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know any. I mean, I know one of them, and that was
I literally
Alana.
don't know any of them.
I mean, the only one I know is Alana, and I honestly don't know why she is on there because the only content I've ever seen from her is from Funhouse, and well, Funhouse is basically done at this all the controversy and crap that happened. But that is a tale for a different.
Like
The
everything.
point is, it was all a bunch of literally who's Zoomers.
So let's you know what? Let's get the big turd out of the toilet right away here. The Smash reveal.
That was honestly the only reason I cared. And I didn't even know it was going to be like I didn't hear anything about it happening until after it already happened.
Like, I knew it was coming. I just was not expecting them to do it as early as they did. Like,
was-
I figured they were gonna save that till damn near the end, like they did last time. But
Yep. It
Nope.
was, hey, welcome to the Game Awards, and now an announcement from Nintendo. And
Just
after
bye.
and after the trailer showed for good old Sephiroth, their viewership dropped by 50%.
I believe it.
Are you
Yeah.
saying is that serious? Or, like,
I'm
is
just-
that really?
I
Are you
would
just making that up?
doubt it.
I'm guessing he's pulling that number out of his ass, but I would still
Okay.
believe it.
Me too. That's why I had to ask if you were serious.
Andy,
What?
Andy, trust me.
I do.
Don't
I
worry
trust you.
about it.
I
Dude,
trust you
trust me.
completely, like I always have.
It's your first mistake.
I know.
Dude, trust him. His dad works at the Game Awards.
That's what oh, dude. And my dad works for Nintendo. It's crazy.
You know, the only good thing from the Game Awards is the fact I got that free Geoff Keighley mask for Among Us.
I did not get that. Like, I was originally going to be like, fuck it, I don't care, and wasn't going to. And then I tried to log into Twitch to figure out how to get it, but there's nothing like
I had
telling me I got it. So I gave up after like
yeah,
a minute.
I had to fucking dig to figure out how to do it. They did not make it easy. Like first, you had to obviously be logged into Twitch, but then you had to go into the Among Us game and then link up your Twitch account to the game itself, and then have watched 1 minute of the Game Awards streaming. And
Yeah,
it didn't pop up and pop for me until like 2 days after the fact. So
I don't give enough of a shit. Like, it's amusing, but I'm gonna be real fucking honest. Anytime we play that game, I still wouldn't even use it. I would stick to my white suit and pompadour.
I'll just be the cop who murders people.
Just sounds like the real police. Ha cha cha cha.
Topical.
All right, so
Anyway, how about Sephiroth? Or unless you guys want to move on to the actual awards.
Nope, this is a Smash Bros. Podcast, so we're going to spend like about 80% of this on just Sephiroth.
Yeah. So if you don't want to hear about, if you listen to us and you don't want to hear about Smash Bros. Shit, then skip ahead to
29:37.
Insert end of video.
If you want to hear us bitch about Mass Effect,
Yeah,
insert timestamp here. Oh boy, but we'll get to that one.
I know. I said before, but I'm just really pissed that I couldn't be. I didn't get to see the Sephiroth reveal live, and like instead, the one reveal I got to see live had to be fucking Steve. I wish I could have traded the Sephiroth for this one or for that. Like it just, I hate that after the reveal, like it's impossible to look up the reveal and not be surprised because it's just right fucking there.
Yeah, I remember back before they had finished revealing like the full roster, like me and Shelby were going down to San Francisco for something, and the final trailer for that was playing while we were on the plane, so I couldn't watch it until we landed, and like we pulled aside in the airport and brought it up on my phone, and oh, yep, right there it is. It's just immediately. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
like, it always like I look up, like I just try to type in just Smash reveal and like
And
everything
Google
just-
ruins it.
it's like Sephiroth reveal. I'm like, oh come on, and like I just wanted to fucking be surprised because I mean I know it's quick, but god damn it, I would have been like all those fucking reaction videos that I absolutely hate. I would have been like jumping out of my chair going, oh,
You would have made the soy face.
oh god, yeah.
You would have consumed product and got excited for next product.
I would not question anything and just get excited for the next one.
So, how do we? Well, I guess that's a teaser for how Andy feels about it. How the rest of us feeling about good old Sephiroth-kun getting into Smash?
Well, we've all had a chance to play him. It's fun. I don't know. I think he's fun. He's a cool
Yeah.
character. Cool character.
Kind of like Cloud. He doesn't really have any major gimmicks. He's just pretty straightforward, but still fun. So
Yeah, he's good fun to play.
I don't like quite have all of his shit down. Like when it comes to like some actual matches, I can kind of pull some lucky hits, but I haven't entirely figured him out yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got like a huge range, which usually characters like that are pretty good for beginners, and
he's got a huge range, but like a shit ton of recovery lag.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby, that recovery lag.
And the moves
Yeah.
come out kind of delayed too. Like just like his smashes, like they're not like instant. They take a few seconds to kind of wind up.
Yeah, I will say his fully charged projectile is pretty damn crazy, though.
But he's fucked if anyone has a good reflect.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I really like about his projectile is that it works kind of in reverse, where like the less charged it is, the further it goes, but the more charged it is, the closer it stops to you. I think that's really neat, and
I have a hard time not spamming it too.
I am especially appreciative. Like, I was so fucking worried about this when, as soon as Sakurai said, and his down B brings up a barrier that he attacks through, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Another down B counter.
And you're just like, oh no. And then soccer guys all like, but it does not reflect. And you're like,
and it's honestly pretty weak. Like,
and it can be broken.
A lot of things can break through it.
Oh, and it's not even really a counter per se. It works more.
It's
counter though.
Well, I disagree.
It's not a counter.
I said it's a counter, but I feel like
though, because it still attacks even if nobody hits
Here is why I feel it is justified to call it a counter, because it does actually dish back more damage depending on what hit it.
True, but I would call it's more like a pseudo counter because I feel like. But like my definition of counter, you need to be hit for it to go off at all. So it's still just working. It's like calling Meta Knights down be a counter. I don't count that as a counter.
Josh does though.
No, he doesn't.
It will go off no matter what. Like it's not a counter. It's just an attack where he kind of disappears for a second.
Yeah, it's just an evasion move.
Yeah.
I still say it's a valid counter, but that being said,
It's a unique
I
counter.
think it's a much more unique counter than any of the other ones that have been on like our average Fire Emblem fuckface, or I'd say it's probably even more interesting than like Incineroars or Jokers.
Yeah.
Like the Rebels Guard or the Revenge. But yeah, I'm happy with that counter because I was just getting so fucking sick of the same goddamn thing, and
I
it
kinda
can't
wish-
reflect, and it can be broken, and it
I
feels
just
more
wish it didn't
balanced.
have to be facing forward. I wish it kind of hit either side because, like, since it's so weak as it is, I think it kind of needs.
Now you know how Great Daddy K. Rool feels.
Well, his is fucking like will annihilate people like that. You need to like put some fucking gimps on that. But like Sephiroth being so weak, I feel like it should be able to hit both sides.
That's fair enough. I also like, how his midair down A is clearly just the thing he does when he
Oh
spoilers.
god, yeah. I was gonna mention that. I love that his down air is fucking Murder Eris.
Yeah.
They're not even
Well,
hiding that shit.
I'm gonna say he did that during the reveal too, or the
Yeah, where he misses Zelda.
not Zelda. No, because he had a. I swear I saw he had a Eris me costume laying on the ground.
Pretty sure it was
I don't
Zelda.
remember.
Son of a bitch. Anyway, yeah, Soccer Guy doesn't care that he spoils the 20-year-old game.
Yep.
You
Right.
should know what happens by now in Final Fantasy VII.
But if you're only playing the remake, though, you wouldn't have gotten that far yet.
But he did point out that we
Might
don't
not
know
play
how
out
the
the same.
remake's gonna
Yeah.
pan out.
Yeah.
You know Sakurai.
Also, can we talk about how cool it is that they did that whole boss battle thing so you could get him early? Because that
Yeah,
was fucking
I thought-
great.
That was awesome. When I first heard that, I'm like, oh, you know what I'm doing when I get home?
Because before I actually was able to watch Sakurai's presentation, I just saw that I saw like a post about the Mii costumes and all that, and it's like, oh, coming on the 22nd. I'm like, oh man, I have to wait today. And I watched the thing, and it was like, wait a minute, oh shit, it's a boss battle. If you beat him, you can get him now. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I was going to be so pissed because I saw the 22nd thing too, and I'm like, God fucking damn it,
I know, 'cause
Sakurai,
everyone
you
played
do
on
this. You do
Saturday.
this every fucking time where you reveal them just before the weekend, and then you don't let us actually use it on like the one day where we can actually get together and play. So then we have to wait till the next fucking week. But no, I was surprised.
Unpopular
And-
opinion. Unpopular opinion. I think they should have stuck with their original plan of you get one chance to beat him, and then that's it. Otherwise, you have to wait.
No, remember I said that and I was wrong. I
Yeah,
wish it was the case though, but yeah.
from what I recall, that was not the original plan. The original plan, I believe, was once you picked your difficulty, you were stuck at that. So if you picked
Oh.
very hard and couldn't do
I
it,
could have
then-
sworn he said they were thinking about only giving you one shot. And whether that was right or wrong, I think that would have been hilarious. We all would have got on Saturday, like, all right, who fucked up? Who played on very hard and couldn't cut it?
Yeah, if that was the case and you only got one shot, fuck that.
I'm
That
not
would've
that
just been
proud.
Easy. Like, yeah, I played it on very hard. And
It took me a lot of tries. I was cycling through a lot of my normal characters and just couldn't quite do it. And
I
then,
was. Well, you can finish.
I switched to Min Min, and Sephiroth just shit the bed because he could not figure out how to deal with the punches.
Yeah, for me, I was determined to do it as Cloud. So, but honestly, I probably shouldn't have beat it on my third try. I just got lucky because I got him caught in his up B, and he just came down. We both should have died because I was just trying to get back on the edge, but he somehow stupidly got caught in it. He came down with me, but ended up dying first, so I won. Like, oh,
he fucking was aggressive at chasing you off the edge there too.
I picked Yoshi and I was determined to beat him as Yoshi. And Yoshi is not the best pick against very hard CPU Sephiroth, especially because I swear to God, those things cheat. Like,
Yeah.
really, really cheat. Like, better frame data and shit, almost, it seems. But what was driving me up the fucking wall was he just would not let me spike him. His fucking forward air was coming out faster than Yoshi's. Like, I'd knock him off the edge and run after him and try to go for a spike. And it didn't matter if I started my forward air like the very instant I left that platform. He was still just gonna beat me with a forward air every fucking time. Like, what the fuck, dude? But I ended up cheesing him with my Yoshi shield break tactic while he was next to the edge. So his shield broke and he fell right off and couldn't do a damn thing about it.
I would have preferred it to not be a stamina battle too, because I hate stamina battles.
If you play on very hard anyway, he has 200 compared to 150. So yeah, it just sucked.
I was getting pretty fucking close though. Like I had several runs where I was getting him down to like 20 HP, and then I would just shit the bed.
Yeah, that happened to me on my second run. So I was like, oh, I'm super confident, and then I ended up just cheesing him the third time. Like, oh, okay. I almost feel like I don't deserve this, but I'll take it.
We take those.
Right. Anyway, as far as like
video games,
Sephiroth as a character, how I feel about
in Smash.
Like, I am happy to see more Final Fantasy representatives. I mean, I would have probably preferred to see like one from another game.
One that was actually on a Nintendo system.
Final Fantasy VII's on the Switch, dude.
I don't fucking count that.
Anyway, well, there's also
that is a flimsy excuse, and you know it.
By that logic, then Joker shouldn't be in the game either. So
hey, you've heard my thoughts on Joker too. Well, I still don't technically think he really fits in with the cast. Like, he's a cool character and all, but I don't think he fits in that well. Same thing with Bayonetta, but Bayonetta at least has like part Nintendo ownership now or some shit.
Right. But anyway, I'm not too surprised they would pick Sephiroth though, because the remake is really big right now. They probably want to cross promote those, with Smash, and also it is cool having Cloud now has a bad guy to fight against, I guess.
Yeah, I'm always glad to get some more villains in there. And like, yeah. I've made my peace that we're not gonna see anything but Final Fantasy VII stuff. And like, I like Final Fantasy VII, so that's completely fine with me.
Yeah, and like I said, it's relevant because of the remake.
And I know I'm never gonna see anything from 9. I was hoping that they would do some music from other Final Fantasies at least, but what we got was still pretty damn good, and it's nice to finally have more than 2 goddamn tracks.
Yeah, and I also like how they actually did some like remixes that are really good too.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad that they included Genova, because that's like my favorite track from the whole game.
Yeah,
if they were gonna give us more than 2 tracks, they pretty much had to, because it's.
I know. I don't know. The Genova one tends to get forgotten by a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's surprising to me, because it's one of the tracks that I think of the most when I think of FF7.
Just because you doesn't mean everyone else does. Because like, I don't know, just I never hear it from anything else.
But
also the stage.
I don't know. I think he's very monumental of an inclusion. Like, it's just really fucking impressive that we have a Nintendo crossover game that has Cloud and Sephiroth in it, as well as a bunch of other fucking insane shit like Banjo and fucking Steve.
It's just this blight now, like,
but
he just lowers the overall like average of all good Smash stuff. Like, we could have had something absolutely amazing, and now it's just like, because of Steve, it's like, you know what, it'll never be that good.
Well,
because of Steve, we're at risk of failing the standardized test.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, as Nick mentioned, I do wish it was from a different Final Fantasy. And while I do appreciate Andy's sentiment of it's cool to get more villains, I do feel like they could have still kept a villain, but also made it from a game that was on a Nintendo system, like fucking X-Death or Kefka. Or,
Yeah.
Kefka
would have been good.
It makes sense to put in the villain for the character that they already have in the game.
Right.
And, Kefka, I mean, X-Death would be cool as long as he was just like that blue armor shit, because that's fucking cool, but was 5 even on Nintendo, though?
Yeah.
That
was FF.
Super Famicom
Yeah, that was
originally.
FF2 for Super Nintendo in the
No,
West.
so FF2 is FF4.
Yeah.
We never got FF5 in the US until
Yeah.
the PlayStation version. So technically in the US, it was never on a Nintendo system until the Game Boy Advance version.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, okay.
Nerds.
The original we never got.
Shut up.
There's fan trans stuff.
I mean, GBA still was quite a while ago. Like that's
Yeah.
more than enough to count. Plus,
Yeah.
plus
As long as
it doesn't matter if it was Japan exclusive for the longest time.
As long as they didn't throw in like Chaos, because I'm so fucking sick of Chaos being this like ultimate Final Fantasy villain just because he was in the first game.
You know,
Honestly, he's one of the more boring of the end bosses. I mean,
I know.
but I mean, in his defense, I mean, it was the first game, so you can't.
Yeah,
really
I
expect
get that, but God, I just don't care.
Yeah.
you know who I really wish we got instead of Sephiroth? Like the more that I think about it, though, Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh.
Oh yeah, that would have been awesome.
Like, I think that would, if you're gonna go like villain, I think Gilgamesh would have been the best possible choice, at least in my personal opinion.
I would have loved to get just like a Warrior of Light and like have it just be like a black mage. Like all his like regular moves are just kind of bashing people with a rod, but then he could like use magic and stuff for his specials.
Yeah,
and then maybe like once you took a certain amount of damage, you turn into the like stronger version of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Black Mage, I think would have been a really strong contender.
And I mean, the Black Mage look is very iconic, so that would totally.
Right, and it represents Final Fantasy as a whole too. So it would have just been a good inclusion, a good representative.
Yeah, he's more or less like the top of my picks, even if I probably wouldn't have even played as him that much, like depending on how fun he was. Like maybe he just wouldn't have jived with me and I wouldn't have touched him. But I still think he would have been like the perfect Final Fantasy inclusion. But like I bring up Gilgamesh just because it also checks the villain box, which
here's the problem though. They would never have Gilgamesh without a shirt, and Sephiroth already has got that, and really you can't stop that shit. I mean, have you seen those arms? My God, man.
Those beautiful Bishi arms.
I should not be into Sephiroth in this way.
Oh, you should have heard Samantha when she first saw me playing as him.
Oh my God. Dude, Sin couldn't give a fucking shit about that.
Well, you know, I was cycling through the colors, and I'm like, oh, you could take his shirt off. And then Samantha's like, ooh, I'm totally okay with that. It's like, I don't even know who this character is. And I'm like, oh, he's the bad guy from FF7. He's like, oh, I'm totally okay with that, too. I definitely get those bad boy vibes from him.
Well, I like
you're freaking smoothing over Sephiroth here.
Yeah, she's trying to tell you something.
I guess I gotta grow my hair out.
Sounds like you got some competition there.
Great.
The thing is, like, what I love about shirtless Sephiroth 2 is that it is technically his ultimate form.
Right.
Because that's the last version of him that you fight.
Right. But
you know what I think is funny? And I've heard various reasons for this. The most plausible seems to be ESRB rating, but I think it's funny and interesting how when they revealed him during the Game Awards, it was Smash Bros. Cross Final Fantasy. But if you go on the Smash website and watch the trailer, it's Smash Bros. Cross Final Fantasy VII.
Huh.
And they've done that quite a few times at this point, like with the deluxe Mii costumes, because they did it with Vault Boy, because when they revealed him on the stream, it was Smash Bros. Cross Vault Boy, but like in other countries and stuff, that same trailer said Smash Bros. Cross Fallout.
Huh. I never noticed that.
So it's interesting. It's strange, but interesting.
Yeah.
But speaking of deluxe Mii costumes, and who couldn't even get that? So, you know, I was not necessarily fighting for him, but I believed he had a pretty strong chance. But I think that's the final nail in Gino's coffin. Unless we get a Fighter Pass 3, and even then, chances are looking a little dicey. But
yeah, I mean, and I was once in here like, well, they didn't necessarily. And then I saw the meme like, well,
Yeah,
like,
the costumes is how they add characters in the game that they just don't want to make a full character. So
yeah.
more or less,
And like I can take or leave Gino. I'm pretty sure we've talked about him before. Like I'm fine with it, but I'm not like sad. Like it would be cool to get someone from Mario RPG, but
like
end of the day,
yeah, if I saw this big reveal trailer for Gino, I'd be like, oh, I guess that's pretty cool, but it's not something I'd like freaking goo my pants over. I think.
Yeah, end of the day, I don't care. I had no horse in this race, but I had the feeling that, you know, Ultimate was the game where Sakurai seemed to want to make dreams come true. And
he also wanted to crush him too. Dude, it's ultimate despair. He brings you up and then just goes, isn't this lovely? You're getting everything you wanted. Not anymore.
Except this.
You fucking Gino degenerate fans.
Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I just think it's funny. Like, I never cared, but that was kind of my stance on it. I thought he was going to happen this time, but if he did not happen in this game, that's it. I do not think he has a shot in any other game.
I honestly would be more excited for Waluigi at this point.
I would be.
Yeah,
I would be from the start.
Yeah.
Even if you strip Gino from the conversation, honestly, I would be more interested in Waluigi.
I would just be excited to see Waluigi in more games other than just the damn sports game, because he's never really been in like any other game that has Wario in it.
Man, they need to do damn it, Roger. They need to do a Mario and Luigi game, but make it just Wario and Waluigi going on an adventure.
Yeah, like that would be legit awesome. Like it would be just an amazing idea, and they should do it. And I'm sure it would sell millions too.
I think Waluigi kind of gets an unfair shake thanks to all of the fucking memes out there.
Well, his character is about being like completely in the shadow because he's kind of the extreme of Luigi, who already is supposed to be, second fiddle to Mario. So now Waluigi, the whole gag is that no one cares about him.
Well, like, take that gag and run with it in like an actual story instead of just relegating him to sports games. And like it's funny too, because the last time I heard anything about like anything official about who Waluigi is, I think it was like the guy that created him was like, yeah, he's not even related to Wario. He's just some dude Mario picked up because he was jealous that Mario had his own little companion, and Wario decided he needed one too.
Seems like what Wario would do. That seems completely on brand with him.
And that's funny. Like, work with that. There's like, it doesn't even have to be deep. There's enough depth in there for a Mario character that you can work with it. Like, you can make a lot of cheap gags out of that.
Yeah, they should just make just make it a spin-off of the, Mario and Luigi games, but just have it be Wario and Waluigi.
Yeah, that's what I said. Just make a Mario and Luigi game with them.
These concepts we're coming up with. Like, yeah, that'd be great.
Or just fucking make a Mario game like another like a sequel to 6 Golden Coins or something.
Also, are we talking about the Game Awards?
Oh yeah. We'll get there.
we went to Smash Bros. And then we're now full on going into Waluigi shit.
But yeah, just like make a sequel to 6 Golden Coins and have Mario going up against Wario again instead of fucking Bowser for once. Like, can we have more villains than Bowser, please? I like him.
They could use him like how they use like Bowser Jr. to Bowser and just like have Waluigi just kind of showing up and just fucking with you ever so often, but Wario would still be the end.
Like the mid boss kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great. It'd be great. I would like it because I think Waluigi deserves more than meme status.
I concur.
Anyway,
back to the Neil Druckmann Awards.
Oh boy, how about those video boys?
So I'm just gonna start picking and choosing categories here. Like, there's definitely going to be some I'm going to ignore. I just don't fucking care.
Are you ready?
Yeah, no.
All right.
I'm going to get Game of the Year out of the way.
No. You.
Well, okay, if you guys have
Save
something,
that for The Last of Us.
if you guys have something you actually want to say about that, because I got fucking nothing.
I never played it. Wasn't even that interested in it.
Same.
Like, I liked the first game. Don't get me wrong, but like the second game, I'm just like, I don't know.
It seemed like a finished story to me and didn't need to be explored any further.
I think there's directions you could have gone with it, and it could have done very well. Which, okay, no, let's do this. Let's do best narrative, because one,
No.
it shouldn't have even been fucking nominated, let alone won. Because here's why: The Last of Us was a character-driven story. Everything that happens in the story is because of how the characters behave, the decisions they make. And then The Last of Us 2 shits on all of that by just throwing at you plot contrivance after plot contrivance. Everything happens out of either sheer coincidence or just some really fucking stupid decision that the characters make that is completely counter to every like character trait and personality quirk and just everything we've learned about these characters in the first game or up until the point where it happens. And they're doing it to serve the plot, not the plot serving the characters.
Dave, you mean to tell me you didn't like it when they had a flashback within a flashback?
Wait, they did that?
Yes.
Oh my god. Fucking hacks.
Like, it does not deserve to be fucking nominated, let alone to win Best Narrative, because the narrative was just a fucking shit show.
But Dave,
Wait, have you actually played
And
it?
I don't even care that Joel died. Like, honestly, I think that's a good story decision. But the way he dies is fucking asinine.
he died like a little bitch.
He died because he made a decision that he never would have fucking made. We played an entire fucking game telling us that he does not make decisions like this. He doesn't open up to people who he just met like 5 seconds ago. It doesn't matter how dire the circumstances are. He does not trust easy. And even in the cutscenes like leading up to the point where he dies in part 2, he still doesn't fucking trust people that easily. And then what does he go and fucking do?
Hi, my name's Joe. I'm responsible for killing a surgeon in some no-name hospital to rescue my daughter. How are you?
It's fucking stupid. And the way it ended, Jesus, goddamn Christ. Like, okay, you wanna serve the message of revenge bad. Okay.
Revenge bad.
Here's how they should have done this. And this is not my original idea. I actually saw this on V of all fucking places. Like, I can't believe it's rare, but occasionally I see somebody come up with like a discussion point there.
4chan sucks, but at moments there are sometimes diamonds in that pile of manure.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how The Last of Us 2 should have ended. It should have given the player a choice to kill Abby or not. If you choose to not kill her, then Ellie and Abby both realize that this is all fucking stupid, it's all meaningless, and like they may not like each other, but they're gonna go their separate ways and just fucking move on because there's nothing to be gained from any of this shit. And there you go. You get a message of the characters learn, they grow, and they understand what's it worth, what's the point. So there you go. There's your good ending. Your bad ending, you decide to kill her, the fight ensues, and Ellie loses her fingers and ends up with absolutely nothing. Just
Abby hungry.
like,
Well, Dave, I'll tell you how it should have ended had you just killed Abby and said, "Ha ha, I win," because then the ending could have just been this video, this song. And
are you gonna play Johnny Cash's Hurt?
no.
Why?
Can't do that anymore, can you, Ellie, now?
Yeah. God. Yeah, we're gonna have to take the copyright strike for those 30 seconds.
It wasn't 30 seconds.
We'll get a copyright strike for it anyway. What do you?
We've never got all that happens is big bad Google says, "Hey, you're using copyrighted music. We're gonna play ads in your video, but you're not gonna get any money for it." And then I'm
Like we
okay.
do anyway.
Suck my dick, Google.
You can put that on the record.
Okay, so let us move on
So, yeah.
from best game because best game direction. I think this is also a very important one to talk about. No, it's not. It's Last of Us 2-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Another fucking reason should not have been nominated, should not have won. Because, hey, remember all those stories about how the employees were forced into crunch hours and just basically abused to high hell?
No.
Does that sound like good direction to you?
No.
It is when they pay the reviewers money. All right.
And the people nominating these games for these topics too.
Let's see. All right, moving on. Best art direction. Ghosts of Tsushima won.
That one deserved it. I think that one deserved it.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, but it definitely, I've seen it and it looks pretty damn cool.
Yeah. Same
Well,
here. I do want to play it. It's just like, too many other games in the back.
I'm waiting for the Steam sale to fire up on the 22nd to see if it goes on sale or not.
I'm probably still gonna just end up playing it on console like a scrub, even though I've got a decent PC. But I like my big TV. What can I say?
But your PC to your TV, like
no, because then I have to drag it all the way downstairs. But
anyway, either way, looks like a good game. Do want to play it, but yeah.
What I will say about the best art direction is that again, Last of Us Part 2 should not be on there. I don't think any photorealistic game deserves best art direction ever.
Right.
Because you did photorealism. Good job. And sure, The Last of Us Part 2 has monsters in it, but they're fucking zombies.
No, they're fungus.
I don't care if they're fungus zombies. Like we've seen every fucking flavor of zombie at this point.
There's a fungus among us, Dave.
You can't make zombie monsters interesting anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah. To me, when I think best art direction, it should be something like where a screenshot of it is something that you'd want to hang on your wall or something. Not
like
just
Hades or Ghost of Tsushima.
Right. Or even Ori the Will of the Wisps, which is a game I've actually played. So
well, and like technically speaking, like by my own criteria, Ghost of Tsushima sorta doesn't qualify because it's also going for more or less a photorealism thing.
Well, doesn't it have kind of an old type?
Let me finish. So like the reason I think it actually did deserve that is because it takes the photorealism, but only in the sense of like the characters, but like the way it handles the environments and everything. Just there are some fucking gorgeous screenshots of that game. The use of color and like how they make these like physical manifestations of the elements like wind and shit. Like I think that takes some strong art direction to come up with decent ideas like that and take something that's grounded in photorealism but then adds these very surreal elements to it to enhance the overall experience. So it gets by on a kind of a technicality there, but I do think it deserved that win.
All right, moving on. Best, well, we already went through best score in music. Went to Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It better have.
It deserved that. It fucking deserved that.
What, you didn't agree with The Last of Us 2 being nominated?
Shut up! Enough.
Yeah, I think you beat that horse enough. But as far as like FF7 Remake,
that horse is going to get beaten far more into this.
I mean, what am I even gonna fucking say about that? Aside from like, I didn't even care that much about the music in the first game. I'm gonna be real damn honest. It's good, but
it's nothing that interests me.
It's nothing that I'm gonna be like humming after I'm done anything.
Right.
Well, Final Fantasy also had music we already recognize, so it's got something like a baseline much higher.
But they did so much more with it in the remake, though. With how
Yeah,
they had different themes for the different areas, but it would like ramp up when you get in a battle and stuff. Like that's just
yeah.
really cool. And it takes an already great soundtrack and just kind of goes a step further with it.
It had a major advantage to begin with, and it really played to its strength very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned this in the remake discussion we had. Like, I didn't care that much about the FF7 music before. Like, I was done to death with the battle theme. But the first time I heard it in a remake, just they clocked that shit up, and it was so good. That was enough to get me fucking pumped when I first heard it. And that I'm like, yeah, I can fucking vibe with this.
It was great.
So, yeah, that should speak for its fucking self.
All right, in the same vein of sound, we have Best Audio Design win 2, Last of Us Part 2.
Can we just skip any category that Last of Us won?
No, because it won a majority.
Even say it. There's not much more we could even say about it at this point, though.
I'm not gonna argue this one. I won't. Like, I don't know if I could necessarily say if it deserved it or not, but just based on how it is it's still a survival adventure game with like horror elements, and you do need strong audio design. Like that's very different than score and music, because that's like the ambient audio.
Footsteps.
When it comes to like if you're using headphones or surround sound, like picking and choosing which directions things go and how you actually make sure they're coming from those sources.
Now I know we're gonna keep ragging on Last of Us Part 2, but there is a category. There is a category coming up where I will actually agree that it 100% deserved it, but we're getting to that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm not even ragging on it. I'm saying this one, I'm not gonna contest that, because this does seem like a category where they needed to have strong audio design to make that game work and be like spooky. And I do believe that they managed to pull that off.
All right, let's get sassy.
I'll give that to them.
Best performance, Laura Bailey as Abby.
Not bad about that one either.
She did just fine, and she did good with what she was given.
I just don't care. Like, I guess technically it would be the best. It's just, I don't know, I've never really played too many games where I'm just like, my God, that performance was so amazing. There's definitely good shit, but I don't know. It's hard to really take this category seriously for me.
Do we want to bring up the nominees of these categories at all?
I mean,
it's going to take forever if we do it for all these.
I mean, like specifics if we have them.
Yeah, if you have something to say about one of them, sure. But
what
do
you got, Dave? You sound like you wanna poke at someone here.
I'll just mention, and I'll probably bring this up again. Like, I'm a little bit surprised Hades did not win a shit ton of awards this time, because it seemed like this year's indie darling, and I'll admit I was really fucking ready to dismiss that game because I was getting sick of hearing about it. And then Bozeman talked about it and convinced me to play it, and I'm like, yeah. Now I'm kind of obsessed with this game. So
okay.
I don't know if I'd say he deserved to win it, but I do think the Hades nomination at least did deserve the nomination.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it did win Best Indie, but I mean, we're getting to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip this one because no one has heard of any of the games for Impact.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no one's heard of any of the games for skipping it.
You know, I won't knock the category, and I won't knock any of the games in it.
Well, no, I'm just curious.
It's not for me. It's, cool for everybody else. That's fine.
Nick, go. You said something.
I'm serious. Like, what does it even? What do they even mean by games for Impact?
Basically, does the game make you really think about? I don't know. Just doesn't make you think, make you feel.
Think games with strong like social or otherwise impact, like
games that really make you think.
It gives you the feels, sort of.
Basically.
Okay, I don't know if I'd category, but like, yeah, I haven't had half of these games though, so I don't really have a lot to say about it.
I wouldn't necessarily say feels. I would say it gives you the thoughts.
All right, moving on. Best ongoing game went to No Man's Sky, despite being released not this year.
Well, that makes sense because this is best ongoing. That's like kind of the argument we were having before about like should games like Fortnite and stuff be on here. Like this is a category for those games, so that does make sense. But like I'm not really going to argue with No Man's Sky because like that game had such a rocky launch, and you got to give them credit for actually sticking with it and turning it into an actually decent, at least from what I hear.
Greg has played it, and he says from what they fixed, it's pretty damn good now.
I'm gonna knock No Man's Sky, but not for this category.
All right, we'll come back to it. Best indie, we already alluded to earlier, went to Hades.
Yeah.
Dave, you've been knee deep in Hades.
I really like it. It has a really strong gameplay loop. Like it's more of the popular roguelike meme going on these days, but I think it handles it really well, and it actually, going back to the best narrative, like it was nominated for that one, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. So I do think it deserved that nomination, possibly the win, because it does actually tie the narrative into the roguelike elements, and the fact that you are going through this game multiple times over and over and over. Like, in case you guys do decide to play it and don't want anything spoiled, I won't
Yeah, I do want to play
go
it,
into
so.
the details, but the gist of the story is you play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, and you just decide one day that you want out. You want out of the underworld. So you're fighting your way through like Tartarus and Asphodel and Elysium and Styx, and just fighting your way out of the underworld. And that's part of the narrative, is to like, you die, you get sent all the way back down to the entrance or whatever, the Great Hall, whatever the fuck they call it. And I won't tell you what exactly happens when you get out, but when you get out, you do find out that he can't survive out there, so he dies anyway, and he goes back. But they still tie in more and more story to you going back and getting up there again and again and again, and you just keep getting more and more pieces of the story revealed to you every time you do. And it's really fucking impressive how much unique dialogue is in there. Like, I've made, I think, close to 50 runs at this point. Not all of them have been successful, but like 50-ish runs, and I'm still hearing completely unique dialogue from everybody, every single character, and new bits of story. So I think it was a strong contender for best narrative and possibly actually deserved it, but it definitely deserved best indie game.
All right.
I mean, I've seen a little bit of it. It looks pretty.
Andy has spoken. It's pretty good.
From what I've seen.
Good.
And I mean, I do love me my mythology shit. So.
All right, Dave and Andy, I'm going to ask one question and we're going to move on. If I liked Dead Cells, will I like this game?
You will like it a lot more than Dead Cells. Dead Cells got boring as fuck fast, and I couldn't even bring myself to finish a run because I got sick of it that early.
All right, moving on. Best mobile game went to Among Us.
No, I don't give a shit about mobile games, so this is like not my category.
It's kind of a hybrid here.
But I mean, a lot of these games aren't
weird ass category.
Like Genshin Impact, that's not mobile exclusive. You can get that on pretty much every console too, can't you?
Yeah, you can get it on PS4.
PS4, probably PS5.
But my main problem with this is Among Us is on here despite the fact that it's a game that came out like a couple of years ago. It never got popular until recently, but yeah, it came out 2018 or something. So like it shouldn't really even be on here.
Still, would it beat out though? Like, I'm fine with it winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I agree. That is kind of stupid.
Like like I said, it probably shouldn't be on here. But like, I would probably take it over any of the other things that are nominated. So it's whatever.
They did do some tweaks to the rules this year. I don't remember specifically what they were, but I think Among Us isn't the only game that kind of would have fallen off otherwise. But
Yeah, 'cause
like
it came out June 15th, 2018.
Okay.
plus, I would say, given the kind of extenuating circumstances behind Among Us and its popularity, it more or less didn't even exist 2 years ago. It came out, but nobody cared, and then all of a sudden they do now. So like, it's almost like those last 2 years didn't count.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I
it's
get that.
technicality
Yeah.
for sure, but I don't know. I'm willing to let that slide.
Yeah, like I said, with what could have won, I'm not gonna be like it shouldn't be here.
I'm
I
willing
think
to let that slide, especially because like you guys didn't watch, but me and Roger did, and holy shit, just like seeing the team's reaction to them winning these awards, like it was precious and just heartfelt, and
Because it's only 4
Fucking-
people. It's only 4 people.
yeah,
And
and it was 3 of them in a room and 1 of them on somebody's phone.
I think the 3 of them in the room are the developers, and I think the 4th one is the community manager.
Jeez.
But just
And that's
fucking good for you guys. Like,
You did it.
good for you.
You did it.
I'm proud of you guys. God damn.
All right. Do we want to talk about best community support? Because
Yes, because here's the
Alright.
category where I'm going to knock No Man's Sky.
all right, go ahead. Fall Guys won this one, by the way.
No complaints with that. Here's where I'm going to knock No Man's Sky.
Girt your loins, Andy.
Fulfilling on promises you had at launch and then negged on is not community support. And I don't care what anybody says. Like, you go back, you watch those Sean Murray interviews, you watch those fucking preview demos, all the things they talk about, they're asked about it if it's going to be there at launch, and they say yes. Sean Murray says yes.
All right, Dave, I'm going to play a devil's advocate here. Did you watch the Internet Historian video on this?
No.
I would, before you start ragging on Sean Murray like that, I would watch that video because it brings up.
Well,
yes, they lied. Let's say he lied, but it was more.
From
It wasn't.
From my understanding, it was Sean Murray putting his foot in his mouth and like getting really swept up in the hype and tripping on his own words, which I still am going to fault them a little bit for this, but mostly because they needed to fucking talk Sean Murray down and get him to keep himself in check.
Unfortunately, he learned that lesson too late. It's only after the whole thing happened he's like, okay, I actually got to shut up and just.
Yeah, like.
But I mean, when your spokesman of the company is a very, very introverted developer, maybe should have hired someone to actually be a PR person.
Yeah, I'll still recognize that it was a man in over his head and just kind of tripping on his words and over promising, even if their intent was not to promise. It's still just a really, really bad PR.
And plus, it didn't help that basically if Sean Murray said something might be in there, the media just took it as 100% confirmed could be in. But that's the media being the media.
There were some mights, but there were some wills. Like the
multiplayer. Yeah,
the biggest one is the multiplayer. Like I can't remember if it was like Conan O'Brien or whatever when he was on that, and he was asked like, so wait, when this game comes out, if I'm like standing here and then another player is standing here in the same spot, will we be able to see each other? And Sean Murray's like, yes. Like, fucking Sean.
You beautiful, sweet, sweet man.
Like, I definitely get what you're saying, but at the same time,
whoa.
That's you got to keep yourself in check if it's not something you're actually going to promise. And the unfortunate fact of the matter is he did. That's his fault, not the developers. But
all right,
moving on.
Best
VR.
best VR game went to Iron Man Half-Life Alex. Honestly,
No
apart
comment.
from Star Wars Squadrons, I mean, it was either that or Half-Life Alex. But I mean, as soon as you slap Half-Life on something, it's gonna win.
Well, this is something again that my friend Rag has played, and he really liked it. And he says that of all the things in that category, it deserved to win.
I mean, it didn't have much content.
Right.
Exactly.
No.
Like everything else is just kind of stupid.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could
playing any of these.
Well, Dreams look pretty good if you're into that, type of content creation thing.
But Dreams doesn't necessarily need to be VR.
Right.
No.
Exactly, which Half-Life
And-
Alex does, from what I understand.
And Star Wars Squadrons again is not. You don't need to have VR for it to play. Whereas, Half-Life Alex, you have to have VR because if you try to play it traditionally, it's
Miserable.
It's miserable and it's going to be broken because it's not geared for constant.
You
All
know,
right.
wait, I do have one more comment about VR though. Like,
God.
Same.
All right, Nick first, go.
Yeah.
I think a problem that a lot of VR games have is that it's a problem that a lot of games have that end up on platforms that not very many people buy, like the Wii U and stuff, because nobody wants to make big, huge AAA games for them because not everybody has them. So it's nice to see something like Half-Life Alex just be that for VR. So
I'm not gonna knock the tech and the games that are made using it, but I'm still of the opinion that it's just too early. Like, I'm glad people are still trying because you're never going to advance it to the point where it's worth it without laying some groundwork there.
Right.
But to me, most VR is, I just don't find it to be a particularly strong experience on its own. It's more something that works to enhance an experience. Like Star Wars Squadrons, I think is a good example of that. Not having played it, mind you, but the concept of the VR in that, of just, you're sitting in the fucking cockpit and like actually playing this shit first person, that's something to enhance the experience. And that's really all I think VR and motion controls are good for at this point. They're not particularly good at creating a core gameplay around. And
Right.
like Half-Life Alex, like I've watched some gameplay of that, and it does the thing, and I'm not gonna like super blame it for it, because what can it do when it's working with like the motion controllers and all that? But it does the like point and click movement box kind of thing, if you know what I'm talking about, where like your VR space where you can actually like move, and the game picks up where you're moving and what you're doing. You're basically in like a little box, and everything you're doing in game is relegated to that box. And in order to actually move forward, you have to move that box. So what you do to move the box is you like point and click, and it will zoom you and your box forward to a new chunk. And I'm not going to necessarily knock Half-Life Alex for doing that, because it's just what it is. Like, we don't have mass markets, consumer accessible multi-track treadmills yet. But like, to me, that's not a fun and intuitive experience. So it's not something I'm gonna want to play.
Well, it's like you said, like they got to lay some groundwork first, and that's clearly what this is. And it's nice to see things like Half-Life Alex finally, embracing it with a big AAA game that basically requires it.
Yeah,
so until they start seeing more like this, it's probably that technology is gonna stay stagnant if we don't see big projects like this. Forward.
That's why I'm not gonna knock it. It's just why I personally have no interest in trying it, because to me that's not fun, and it takes me out of it more than the VR immerses me.
Well, on that note, the reason why I can't play VR is because it just straight up makes me sick. But I mean, I can't really knock the technology for that. That's just me.
Yeah, the time you tried PSVR at PAX.
No. Oh, I don't remember the name of the game that I tried. Oh, it was some game where it was a first-person game where you had like swords and stuff. I don't remember what it was called. But like, yeah, I got sick within like
Skyrim.
it wasn't Skyrim. I would have remembered if it was Skyrim, but like, yeah, I got sick like instantly, and I had to take the headset off. And like the people there, they seemed disappointed that I couldn't continue playing their game. And I'm just like, I can't unless you want me to puke all over your room. But I still got a pin for it. I still got a pin from them though, so count that as a win.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of years back, I think it might have even been, it was like the first or second PAX I went to. I played one of the Lucky's Tale games with the Oculus, and it was like the VR had fuck all to do with the game, but it was neat because it was just like I am the camera now. Like it's a third person platformer, but I am the camera. The power is in my hands, bitch.
I like it.
But yeah, that kind of thing that drives me a bit more because that's where the tech is. But I'm not gonna fault anyone for trying because yeah, you have to lay the groundwork somewhere. Otherwise, you're never gonna get to that point where it's like real immersive shit.
Yeah.
All right, next one up. Innovation in accessibility went to The Last Part 2. Which
Don't really have a lot to say about that.
This is the one I was gonna agree with because I got to look at the menus for, you can, it doesn't matter if you're like colorblind or whatever. This thing, you can change whatever the
colorblind, epileptic.
I mean, yeah,
they had so many fucking options.
It's like it doesn't matter what you might what ails you, you'd still be able to enjoy the game.
Even if you're blind?
Even if you're blind.
They have like descriptive audio, so you can play it that way.
Alright, you know what? I haven't played the game yet. I'm gonna blind myself, play it, and
Will it be?
No.
I have no fucking clue what the other games did for any of this, but I have
similar stuff.
Yeah, I have
colorblind option.
Yeah, I have heard about like the legwork The Last of Us Part 2 did, and for all the other shit that they've done, like the bad shit that they've done, this was one of the good ones. So I won't knock them there.
Good.
I would agree with Roger.
All right, best action.
It did good.
Best action. Hades.
Huh? Yeah.
It was either that or Doom Eternal, in my opinion.
I still have not played Neo 2 yet, but I would think that would be like the other strong contender. Streets of Rage 4, I have no fucking idea why that's on there, because from what I'm hearing, it's your basic old school beat 'em up, and like old school still in the wrong ways.
Which I guess is okay for what it is, but I mean, it shouldn't be winning any rewards for that.
Say that, but that's a topic for another day. I have my.
Well, like I said, no matter what your opinion is on it, it shouldn't be. It's not something that should be winning any awards in today's day and age.
I don't think it deserved the nomination either. No. But
right.
Hades winning, sure, I guess.
Sure. All right.
Sure.
Ripping through. Best action adventure went to The Last.
blah blah blah.
Blah blah. What else can be said?
Probably should have been Ghost of Tsushima or Star Wars, I would say.
Or maybe even Spider-Man.
Yeah. Still haven't played like any of these.
Well, I've actually played Ori, and I don't really think that deserves on there. I mean, it's a good game, but like it's not good because the action is good. And unless you count it as the adventure aspect of it, but it's probably not even the best in that regard either.
All right, now time for Dave's category and Andy's category. Best RPG went to Final Fantasy.
Fine with this.
I'm fine with it. I'm happy as shit to see Yakuza get acknowledged.
Right.
Definitely. Like, okay, I'm gonna set personal biases aside. It should not have won, so I don't fault them at all for not picking it, because that, as an RPG, that game has it's got some more
issues. Yeah. Like I'm about 25 hours in, and I've been enjoying it, but you could definitely tell it's their first attempt at an RPG. So yeah, it's cool to see it on here, but probably good that it didn't win. Especially, it definitely wouldn't win up against FF7 or Persona 5.
It fucking it fucking deserved a nomination for best narration, in my opinion. Like it's cheesy and stupid as shit, but oh my god, you cannot help but fall in love with the heart in those games.
Right.
Like, but yeah, Persona Royal, I don't think should have won either, so I'm glad it didn't. Like, as much if this was a different year and we were talking Persona 5,
yeah, if this is 2017, absolutely.
I would have said yes.
But like, yeah, it's a 3-year-old game at this point, so
this is the enhanced version of an existing story, so
I mean, you could say that about FF7 too, but the argument against that it is still like an entirely new game, whereas Persona 5 Royal is basically the same game with just with more content. So,
which that reminds me, you know what? Going back to best narrative, just for the ending alone puts the best narrative nomination on some pretty shaky grounds. Everything up until the ending, yes. The ending, no.
What, FF7 Remake?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We've gone over that in great detail.
We've already.
Yeah, I just wanted to trail back a little bit there, but yeah.
Well, say people have their opinions on it, but it got people talking. So
yeah, like I said, it did up until the ending deserved a best narration nomination, but the ending puts it on real shaky grounds. But yeah, as far as winning best RPG goes, yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah. So best fighting game.
Yep, best fighting game went to Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate.
Did that come out this year?
Let's take a look. Let us
That
go
feels
to.
like that came out last year.
I think Mortal Kombat 11 itself came out like last year or the year before, but I think this Ultimate Edition must be new or something.
I mean, granted, we were just talking about that with the Among Us thing, but
yeah,
like, should this count? But I mean, I guess if Persona 5 Royal counts, then you think this should too.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to have a best fighting game category because if you look back on 2020, what happened with fighting games? Nothing.
Well, that's probably why Mortal Kombat 11 won. It didn't really have much in the way of competition.
So
I feel like Grand Blue Versus should have earned that win just on the fact that it was an actual 2020 game. At least I think it was. Either that or like Super Tale of 2019.
Yeah.
So Mortal Kombat 11 came out March of 2019.
The fuck.
So this Ultimate Edition must be basically the same game, but maybe it includes all the DLC or something.
Yeah. Well, it's got like fucking Terminator and I think like Predator.
Well, okay, maybe that kind of is a case against it then, because that's basically the same game then. Too. Whereas like at least Persona 5 Royal, the new content is exclusive to Royal. It's not just DLC that you can buy for the original. But yeah, maybe there's more to it. Like, I don't know.
Street Fighter 5 is on there, and to my understanding, that's more or less the same thing.
Right. So, well, maybe they were just really scraping the bottom of the barrel for fighting games, because they're really. It's like you said, like there wasn't that much to them this year. So,
like, should they have even had that category?
Maybe they just had to, because I mean, fighting games are still like one of the big genres in gaming. So,
plus, not to mention, Evo got its shit pushed in with COVID and all of that. So it's like, what the fuck happened with fighting games this year? Fucking nothing. And Nintendo canceled like 3 tournaments and shit. And it's like, it's not a good year for fighting games, man.
No,
it sucks, but it's not a good year for fighting games.
It is what it is, though.
Best family game goes to Animal Crossing New.
Honestly, I can't really argue with it, especially compared to the other stuff that's on here.
And you didn't like Mario Kart Live? You didn't want to buy a $200 toy?
Cool. Yeah, as cool as that is, I mean, as soon as you like messed around with it a little bit, like it's gonna get boring pretty quick. And for how expensive it is and how much room you need for it,
I get a lot of joy out of watching Critical drive his Mario Kart thing around a giant Moby Dick dildo.
Oh yeah, I keep seeing YouTube thumbnails of him posing with it. But
He's got 2 of them
Yeah.
now.
I don't
Oh my
know. Not having played any of those except for Animal Crossing, I'd still probably say maybe Fall Guys probably deserved it a bit more, or much as I hate to say it, Minecraft Dungeons, because I bring up Minecraft just because I'm a little surprised that didn't, just on the virtue of that it's Minecraft alone.
Alright, Johnny, he said Minecraft. Hit the music. You know the music I'm talking about.
No,
Dave.
we're not doing that.
Dave.
No.
Best simulation and
No.
strategy game. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Not much to say about that.
It's a category I don't fucking give a shit about.
I think I'm the only one who would give a shit about this category since I'm
Well-
hardcore in the flight sims, but
That's fine.
I mean, I'm fine with strategy games, but I don't go nuts about them.
I just
No,
don't. I wish they wouldn't lump the two, I guess, but I guess
It is a strange one to put together.
Right, because they're not really the same thing, like at all, really.
Okay, now that I'm looking at this, I'm like, why the fuck did they put
Yeah,
them?
like,
It's
of
like
course,
sports-
Flight Simulator and XCOM are like completely different games.
it's like
Yeah.
of course, Flight Simulator is gonna fucking run away with this category because everyone's been waiting for a new one.
Well,
Yeah. This is a bad category. They should have split these.
I hate it. Dave, do something.
Well, we can move on to the next category, which is sports. and
Oh,
racing games.
Oh
makes
boy.
more sense to put them together though. And I'm totally fine with Tony Hawk winning.
Yes.
Eh.
Yes.
Totally fine with that. I never really played much of the games, but I do understand the fun. I don't give a shit about this category anyways.
Right.
Moving on.
I'll say this much. I'm surprised they didn't cock it up.
Why put like NBA?
Microtransactions and shit up the ass.
All right. Next one. Best multiplayer went to Among Us.
Good job, guys. Good
You
job.
done it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad
Yeah.
there was no Fortnite.
Yeah, right? Okay,
In fact, there isn't really
that's
any
your-
like major East. Well, yeah.
that's your indication that Fortnite is like on the downturn. Is that
Yeah.
not only they weren't even nominated, man, for best multiplayer. How bad did you fuck up this year, guys?
See, and then this is why I don't think we're going to get a factor for
Yeah,
to
I'm
troll
glad for that.
because Fortnite would need to have been around a lot longer, I think, for them to even be considered. And I think Nintendo realizes that also that Fortnite's kind of starting to. It's already hit its
Right,
peak.
Yeah, it's hit peak. It's on the downturn. You just don't hear about it that often anymore. Like, big shit is still happening in that game, but no one really mentions it. Like, there's all of these fucking like live events and stuff. Like, they're holding fucking concerts in that game and shit, and I don't even hear about them until like months after the fact. And
The
it's
last
like,
major
oh,
thing I heard about was when they just nuked the entire fucking game, and that shit was hilarious. Because just the shit I was seeing on Twitter about people talking about like their like little nephews or something crying, like don't laugh at them, like dude. I'm like, no, this is fucking hilarious. This is what you get for sinking your money into this stupid fucking game.
oh my god, I want to bring this up. I'm sad I was not like there to experience this firsthand, but I think it was last year, Halloween, trick-or-treaters coming out.
No.
Shelby was handing out candy while I was doing probably just playing dumb video games or something. But group of like 12-ish, like 8 to 12 range kids comes up to the door, and Shelby opens the door to the words, "Oh, Dick Nuts is probably at home playing Fortnite." Oh shit! And I wish I was at the door to fucking catch that. And like the oh shit part was one of the kids looking and realizing that she had opened the door and that they're like fucking teeny bopper 12-year-olds and they shouldn't be swearing in front of adults. But yeah, just Dick Nuts is probably all playing Fortnite.
Like, yeah, fuck Dick Nuts. That guy sucks.
But oh god.
All right, I hate it. Moving on. Best debut game went to Phasmophobia.
I just wanted to say that line is probably Fortnite in a nutshell.
What?
Yeah,
Nuts is
What?
probably at home playing Fortnite.
it so is.
All right.
I thought you were going to say Phasmophobia was Fortnite in a nutshell.
Yeah,
I don't even know what Phasmophobia
Yeah,
is.
neither do I.
It's
So-
it's a
Ghost
ghost
Yeah.
hunting simulator.
It looks fine, but like people have it
Oh.
down to a science now, and it seems boring already. When the
Yeah.
game first came out and it was like a mystery, that was cool. It was really interesting. But now I see these people playing it, and they're like, "Yeah, this means you got to do this, and you have to say this, and like it's just all down to a science."
It's like
Is
So it's
that-
basically like Ghost Adventures, the video game.
basically
Pretty much,
Uh,
yeah.
I mean, that sounds kind of awesome, and this is literally the first time hearing about this game, so I am tempted to not look at anything on the internet and just play it sight unseen.
And honestly,
Like,
that's the way to play it. Is you just because the whole
Well,
gist of it is you get all the the tools that a ghost hunter
Yeah.
have, a thermometer, EMF meter, radios.
And it's
get, like,
funny that if you played in VR, you technically like are stronger in a way because you can do more shit. Like, because you can actually like hold on to more items by like attaching them to like if you're wearing a belt in real life, you could just kind of like hold it like have a book just kind of sitting there hovering around with you, and you could because they played it on Game Grumps and only because it was Danny, Aaron, Ross, and Susie, and Ross was playing with a VR, and he was just doing that shit. So he was just equipping himself with like everything he could.
Man,
Yeah, and it's like you got the spirit box, and if you go in, you try to hunt the ghost. You try to figure out what the ghost is. Yeah, when I first saw it, I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool. I'm surprised no one's thought of this idea sooner. But yeah, like Andy said, everyone's got it down to a science now, and yeah,
That's if this game came out long. Like, I know technology wouldn't work, but if this game came out before like shit like this spread like wildfire, it would have been great. But nowadays, yeah, everyone immediately breaks a game, but like when it comes out, so it kind of ruins it.
Well, I mean, you could just like David said, play it without any FAQs or anything.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I didn't know
it would
about
probably
it until I
still be
saw
fun.
it. I hadn't heard about it until I saw people playing it online and they're on like YouTube and stuff.
yeah. The problem is I've seen so many videos now. It's like I'd want to get the game, but I'm like I feel like
Well, I guess
it's kind of
yeah,
this is the first I've heard of it, so
yeah, I guess me and Nick are at the advantage here.
maybe we should play it then and make a podcast about it.
It's one of those things that if I was with it, like all you guys, I probably would still have fun with it.
Man, I want to
like
fucking
Payday.
do like real ghost hunting again, because like that time me and Nick went and did that on that ship in Seattle. Like that was, I mean, it's dumb, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Until we cocked it up by making the dumb decision to let those idiots stay with our group instead of just going off on our own.
Yeah.
I still regret that because
Well-
those guys are morons.
Well, maybe if there's ever a time where we're all in there at the same time again, we can do
If
it
we-
again
if-
and do it properly.
or we'll
I
find a
still
place.
say we all need to do a PAX run at some point, and if we all do a PAX run at some point, we're doing that fucking ghost ship again.
All right. That's assuming they're still doing the ghost ship thing, which I assume they
It's
are.
a-
I mean,
it's
as
a
long as COVID's
pretty-
not a thing anymore.
You
Well,
you gotta present your vaccination card.
Well, PAX isn't going to be a thing until COVID's not a thing. So
Well,
yeah,
haven't they already announced dates for next year? Like tentative dates, assuming
Tentative.
COVID gets better.
yeah, tentative is the qualifier there.
Yeah. Either way, it's something we can hopefully look forward to someday.
Hopefully,
All right,
locked up.
content creator of the no one cares. Most
Yeah.
anticipated game, Elden Ring. Dave, I know you had many things to say.
So did Geoff Keighley.
So
You
did-
Christ. You know, I don't know why I bothered to wait through the Game Awards expecting to see Elden Ring finally, because that's that little yeah, all right, Elden Ring from him, that said everything I needed to know, was that he knew, and they weren't going to announce it. Or they weren't going to show anything. He knew. I should have listened. He tried to tell me. I should have just bailed.
And last but not least, player's voice to Ghosts of Tsushima. I don't
Ghosts
know
of
what this
Tsushima.
category means.
I mean,
How does-
it's just the player's choice game of the year.
It's play. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's,
could they
it's,
call
the
it players?
it's the alternate Game of the Year award.
Why couldn't they call it Player's Choice? Why does it say Player's Voice? I'm like thinking, like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Because the
Um,
players voice their opinion.
the
Shut
voice
up.
of the associates board at work. I get it.
Oh, here's something cool.
Oh, boy.
Most anticipated game was voted exclusively on Twitter. Yeah, Player's Voice was the one that was botted by 4chan, so Ghost would win over Last of Us. Because Last of Us had a very healthy lead, and then 4chan's like, no.
Happening.
Ain't happening. Get Ghost in there. And they won.
Okay, so we've capped off all the awards, and I'm gonna take one last opportunity to shit on The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh my god, Alright, go ahead.
Braver
So
than
Roger,
doing this.
you can comment more on this better than anyone else here.
Oh god, why?
Because you were watching it with me.
Oh, true.
So, am I the only one who found the Team Abby, Team Ellie thing to be a little bit in poor taste?
Oh no, it was absolutely in poor taste. To sum it up, I believe it was a Twitter poll. I believe.
I mean-
which character basically you liked better? It was either Abby or Ellie.
I mean, they were basically turning. Okay, so they were turning Neil Druckmann's "We don't use the word fun around here" game into a Twilight tier Twitter fight for the express purpose of fun. Also,
I thought it was
The
fucking
game-
hilarious.
the game
thought it was-
involves these two girls trying to kill each other, like literally kill each other.
I thought it
over,
was
like, real
hila-
shit.
I thought it was hilarious because it was kind of just like a big fuck you to Druckmann from the players.
Okay, it would be a real big fuck you to Druckmann from the players if Druckmann had any fucking integrity in his body, but
Oh, no, he
clearly doesn't because he wasn't eating that shit up and enjoying it and like, haha, that's so cute, that's fun. No, if anyone who worked on that game had a single bone of integrity in their bodies, they would not have let them do that shit. Because, like, fuck The Last of Us Part 2, but man, that was real poor taste. And it just kind of goes to show how surface level crap The Last of Us Part 2 is, and just how hollow and shallow all of the people involved in the decisions with that game are. The writers, the directors, not the developers, because they're a bunch of poor
Code monkeys.
They're just doing their job.
Code
Yeah.
monkey like Dorito.
Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew.
Code monkey like summer.
Big warm fuzzy secret heart.
Code Monkey
Monkey
hate The
like
Last of Us Part
Last
2.
2.
Can you tell this is the first time I'm actually drinking during one of these?
No. I thought you were drunk every single other time.
No,
You mean I was the
work
only
nights,
one who was drunk all those other times?
I mean,
probably.
I mean,
If we recorded on like Fridays
No.
or Saturdays.
yeah, because Sunday would
On
have to.
Saturdays, I would be way worse. Like, I do this on these days. I have one beer and that's about it. But if I was actually like into it, I'd just be fucking slurring, probably talking about a lot more stupid shit.
This is why I was so fucking pumped to record tonight, because I'm
We don't
off
have to
for the
work
next
tomorrow?
2 weeks, so I can just go ham on this shit. I am excited.
Yeah, I have already told Amanda I'm just like, you know what? These 2 weeks that I have off here, I'm just gonna be masturbating nonstop.
Masturbating
too.
nonstop and playing Dice Masters, and masturbating while you're playing Dice Masters.
Yeah, because now I can actually sit down and make a freaking proper deck. Because the boys still got to go to daycare, and I'm not. Yeah,
Yeah, and I still got to edit our first game. Well, technically second game. First recorded game.
first
Anyway.
recorded game.
Announcements. So, we had Vin Diesel. It's just fucking Vin Diesel.
About this.
In what had to be one of the most frightening uncanny valley instances I've ever seen in a game. Jesus Christ. That was horrifying. I didn't like that trailer at all.
It's Fast and the Furious.
Also,
Fuck you.
I had forgotten the Ark even existed. I still don't entirely know what that game is.
Yeah.
And I rode on a giant plexiglass T-Rex at PAX for a photo shoot for this game. And I don't
Wait,
know
that
what
was
the
for
fuck it
Ark?
is. I
I
think
didn't even know that it was for Ark. But
I think it was
some kind
for
of
Ark.
survival game.
Isn't Ark the game where you can just make your character look like a freaking abomination and have a giant penis everywhere and just like eat
No.
shit? Wait. Oh.
I wish.
Which
I mean, wait.
I learned recently that apparently Conan was built off of the Ark engine, I think.
Yeah. Maybe
But-
that explains why they look alike.
Oh my god, Gary, stop screaming at the door.
Keep screaming at the door.
He wants in.
Yeah, he does.
Let him in.
In this room.
Opinion-
Want to be part of the podcast.
His opinions about video games too.
Fucking what was it? Left 4 Dead knockoff with the Left 4 Dead knockoff name.
Back
that-
for blood.
Back for Blood.
Looks stupid. Don't care.
You know, I'm not even gonna say it looks stupid because honestly, it's people trying to build a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, which I can't hate that because honestly, Valve's not gonna fucking do it. And like the characters aren't the best. I think everybody, if we do end up playing this game, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna be like fighting over the fat guy that's voiced by Steve.
Duh.
But
Okay, I have one big problem with Back for Blood. It's made by the same developers who did Evolve, and they're already trying to pull their microtraction bullshit with this game.
okay, yeah, I hadn't heard that part.
Well, yeah,
Like,
that's
they've
a
already
deal
got-
breaker.
They already got the 3 tiers of game you can already buy, which is
Oh,
the
I hate that.
$60, the $80, and then there's the $100. And
Fucking hate that.
you know damn well that thing's gonna be packed full of microtransactions.
And you know,
Just
damn
like
well,
Evolve.
and you know damn well, if we ever do play this, we're all gonna wait until it's on a fucking like Black
Four-
Friday sale or some shit.
Black Friday 4-pack deal.
Yeah, fuck that. No, that's dumb. That's dumb, and I hate it, and I hate them for it.
Yep, they're
But, like,
this Evolve died because just the microtransactions were just obnoxious, and I have no hope that this game's gonna be any different than that.
but like surface level, trying to give us a new Left 4 Dead, even if it is shameless as fuck. I can't fault that at its base level because I miss Left 4 Dead real bad.
That's how
I miss
how I feel.
games like that and Payday. And so like if this comes out and it's decent, well, no, it's gonna come out, but if it's decent and it goes on sale, I would be up for giving it a go
Yeah.
because I miss games like this.
Yeah, I mean it would have to be on sale. I'm not buying it for $60.
It doesn't look like exciting, but
Here, I'm gonna snip the Steam page here for this. I'll show you.
wait, did I fucking sleep through some shit or something? When was there a Dark Tide? Oh no, that's a different
Yeah,
game. Yeah, when the fuck did they show a gameplay of Dark Tide?
I don't remember. Everything was just kind of a blur.
Because
after
I'm
a
looking
certain
at this
point.
shit right now. I don't remember this happening.
But Dave, don't you want to purchase the Back for Blood Ultimate for $100?
No.
What does that even
No.
get you? Oh, God, no.
Skins.
if someone comes to your house and kicks you in the dick.
Digital Deluxe Edition. Let's say what it gets. Oh, here. Back for Blood Ultimate. You get base game. 4
You
days.
say that. You joke.
4 days early to Back for Blood. Annual pass for the 3 upcoming content drops with new story, playable characters, mutual 4-character skin pack, additional in-game item. So basically, you're paying for the season pass plus a skin that makes your penis big or something.
Oh, dude, cool.
Cool.
I mean, what? I don't.
worth
I don't
$100.
need.
I will never spend $100 on a video game.
But
Yeah.
you know what might be better than that?
He says, "Well, he plays
If
Flight
it's
Sims."
if it ends up being like a similar vein, Evil Dead.
Oh baby, if
Like
Evil
if
Dead
if that's a 4-player co-op romp,
sure looked like it.
it fucking did. Sure fucking did.
Oh yeah,
Like from what I'm seeing, nobody's saying anything. Like all anybody is saying is that it had 4 playable characters. That's it. but nobody's actually like commenting on if it is supposed to be like one of those Left 4 Dead style 4-player co-ops. But
okay
if
with
it
that.
is,
It says it has co-op and versus,
sure goddamn looks like it.
as well as skill tree mechanics.
What, Back for Blood?
Oh, the Evil Dead game.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fucking game for that. Even if it's jank garbage, I would be up for that.
Give me Ruby or give me Death.
I don't think Ruby's going to be in it.
I think she will be in it.
I hope you're right, for your sake.
She's fucking hot, dude.
You know, sometimes, fuck, man, like when we were playing Dice Masters, I made some comment about like what was it, Typhoid Mary sucking my dick or something like that, and then I thought about it and I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have said that if we're gonna post this, and I'm like, you know what, fuck that, because it's all harmless, dumb fun, and you know what, the Game Grumps get away with that shit. So
they have to, like, Aaron backpedals and apologizes for the stupidest shit. Now, don't get me started about his gender politics stuff about Danganronpa, and he was fucking wrong.
My bar where I judge of how far we can get away with shit is I just look at Oni plays. I'm like, well, if they can say that, I can say that too and get away with it.
If people
that's
aren't
my bar.
I'm not gonna. I don't care about Aaron backpedaling, but if Danny's not gonna backpedal on it, I'm not gonna backpedal on it.
Considering the songs he sings, he would have a hard time backpedaling on a lot of things.
Well,
so
the thing
you
is,
know what?
that's a character and not actually him.
In this day and age, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
because he still created that character.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else we got here? Monster Hunter Rise. I'm so excited. It looks cool. The new monsters look neat. I like them. I like them a lot.
I might actually give Rise a try when it comes out.
I hope you do, because I want somebody else to play with besides Bozeman. Not that there's anything wrong with Bozeman, but I want, and like, I still like.
He hates you.
I still like playing with Bozeman, but I want like a full hunting party.
Well,
I want a hunting party, damn it.
I mean, I don't know if I really care to go back and play World at this point, since
you know, like
yeah, there's this new one coming out. I'm like, maybe I should just wait for that one.
So here's what I'll tell you there. I won't say don't. If you find some time and jump on and go and fucking pump for World, or not World, or more bow guns and more bow, because I like bow guns and bow. But I might actually try the other weapons finally.
I don't know. I'm kind of a sucker for like playing archers and games like that.
Bow is so much fucking fun in World. Like, holy shit. I really like it. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Well, we're approaching the 2-hour mark here. So
Hungry.
let's wrap. I don't know whose turn it is. Dave, I think you did last time.
Before we wrap, or we may just skip the question altogether if we're getting strapped for time, because we still have to bitch about Mass Effect.
Oh, right.
Why are they doing this?
Wait, what's going on?
They announced a new Mass Effect.
Oh, okay, I knew that, but
and it's clearly Liara.
It's clearly Liara, and it's taking place after Mass Effect 3. And then the teaser trailer caps off with Mass Effect continues. It's like, fucking don't.
It's a big middle finger.
Don't.
Right, that's stupid.
Please, my face is tired.
I think if they're gonna make a new Mass Effect, it should just like not really. Well, first of all, it shouldn't follow 3, and it shouldn't follow Andromeda. It should just kind of be its own thing.
Andromeda's the other M.
I would honestly, not gonna fucking lie, as much as I'm gonna shit on Andromeda, I would rather it followed Andromeda than follow 3. But
don't give it to your D squad.
I will say, if you're going to do something in the Milky Way, you have to do one of two things. You have to either just reboot it entirely, not like soft reboot like Andromeda does, but just start from scratch.
Just start from when we discovered the Mass Effect on Mars and then go from there again.
Yeah. Or just fucking take the Star Wars Extended Universe approach and just do something that takes place in
Like
the
the-
middle of the 1 to 3 conflict.
Dude,
That's fine.
I would
If
be down for I'd be down for a Mandalorian style adventure in the
God,
Mass
yes.
Effect
I mean,
universe.
because there's
Yes.
it's an entire fucking galaxy. Like you're gonna try and tell me that during the whole Reapers conflict there weren't still like significant issues going on that needed to get sorted out by someone or other? Like
No,
it would
Nothing
be
important happened that
so
was not related to Shepard.
it would be so fucking easy to just write some other story that takes place in the middle of all of that with a completely different cast of characters, and like sure maybe occasionally they'll intersect with Shepard or his crewmates or something, but just fucking continuing from 3 is a horrible idea, because it means they're picking a canon ending here. One of those 3 endings would have, or 4 endings, but we all know it.
Turds with circuits.
Yeah, because Liara is there, we know it's one of the base 3. It's not the 4th.
The Turds with circuits ending.
We know they're picking one of those to continue off of, which is going to piss off anybody who didn't pick that ending. And 2, it was just a sour spot to end on for everybody in general. So why would you just rub that in everyone's face? Just,
Because-
hey, remember that thing you hated
Hey,
that we did with that game that you loved, that series you loved? Remember that? Well, you're gonna keep remembering that.
Dave, you know why? Because fuck you.
Subverting our expectations. No, I have zero fucking hope. And like a fucking shit-eating sucker, I'm probably still gonna play it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get mad. I hope I don't. I hope I am so fucking wrong, but I'm not expecting to be.
I kind of want to pull a Red Letter Media move with that copy of Andromeda I have and just shred the fucking disc and then send it to EA and just ask why. I mean, I have no connection to it and I can't return it anymore. I'm never going to touch that fucking game again.
I feel like it's some really bored week of vacation or something, I might try to play it again and then just like
You desperate
just
fool.
like
I'll never be that desperate.
Dave,
just like come up with a compendium of reasons why it's just a shit ass game and do a video on it or some shit.
Dave, just
Even though it's been done to death, but
Dave, just play a better game. Play anything else. Just do better things with your time. Play better video games. Play Yakuza.
Yeah, you can finish Yakuza 6.
I've beat Yakuza.
I thought you said you haven't finished Yakuza 6 yet.
Yeah, I still have to go back and do that.
Yeah, do
I'm
that.
not
Yeah,
saying
do
I'm not
that.
saying anytime soon.
You just said during vacation. That's soon.
No, I said during a
Oh.
vacation, not this.
I see.
I have
Cover
other
ass.
shit. I have other shit to do during this vacation,
I've got shit
Well,
to fix around the
like-
house.
like clean the house and edit videos, and
Yeah, I got
probably try to do one of the projects that I've had an idea of with like a 64 game or something. But we'll see.
All right,
Anyways,
let's wrap.
So, question time.
Dave, you had last one, but I mean it got shunted because Craig said "fuck you."
I mean,
Otherwise,
Do we,
Nick, I think-
do
I
we
mean,
want to ask that question again and answer it again, or do we want to?
nope, different one. And I think
Okay.
Nick said he had one.
Wait, I did?
You did from last time. Don't ask why I remember that.
Are you sure? I actually do have a question in mind, but I was going to
Well,
save it
then
for when,
go
for
for
when
it.
it was
Let's
going
go.
to be my turn. But
Go.
all right, well,
Speak.
Speak, Ubu.
all right.
Woof.
Just think of a game that you've played like a million times, like it's one of your favorite games. Like, describe a part in that game that's like that part that just gets you every time. Like it's fucking awesome, or makes you, it gives you the feels or something.
Okay, so this is like the opposite of what someone asked at one time with like the
yeah, I thought we were gonna,
Yeah,
I was gonna say-
yeah, it pretty much is. It's like the antithesis of that.
Okay. Because I'm like, wait, we did this with this before. I'm like,
No, yeah,
we
we
want
did, like,
we want
the-
a good thing now. Okay.
Right.
Oh shit.
I mean, I can
Oh
start
yeah,
with
we
this
did do the antithesis of this.
Yeah.
because
I remember
I'll
what you were
go.
talking about.
Andy,
I'll go with the same game that I used for the other one, and go with Earthbound, because for me that part that fucking does it for me is the battle with Gygas, because that shit is
Yeah.
just scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Now I fucking love it because like music's amazing. Like at this point, I realize it's a pretty simple fight, but the atmosphere for it is so perfect.
Right.
And for a Super Nintendo game to be able to get away with what it did is pretty amazing too.
Yeah. And how you literally reach out to the player to pray for the party and stuff. Like,
The most
especially
fun I
like
how naming the player something incredibly stupid. Like last time was 18 naked cowboys.
right.
18 naked cowboys prayed for the safety of Ness and
Oh my god.
I posted that on in one of our it was in pictures. I was somewhere.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
I posted a while ago.
But yeah, I just love that. It goes through all the people you've met throughout the journey too. It's like, but the part that really gets me about that is when it gets to Ness's house and it shows us Ness's mom and says like suddenly like Ness's mom felt terribly uneasy and like it's playing its version of Pollyanna, that really soft version. Like that's the part that gets to me the most.
And it's not even just the fight too, but even the whole ending.
Yeah,
is really good.
I
And
also love
I
you
love
can go
the
around and see how everybody's doing and stuff.
well that, and then I love the credits because I miss games doing the we're just gonna like have a bunch of the characters get to the credits.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a lot of fun, and that the Runaway 5 music they play there is like one of my favorite tracks too.
Mm-hmm.
I forget, was Earthbound one of those games where like at the end of the credits are like the special thanks section, and then they're after they cover like the actual special thanks, and then they're like, and you, the
18 naked
Well, it says
cowboys.
player and then whatever name you put in.
Right, so it would have said 18 naked cowboys.
Yep. Why didn't I should have taken a picture of that one too.
You know who you are.
Oh my god.
Fucking Brennan, long dick Brennan.
Brandon. Has to be here.
Deep.
Did you message that guy to see if he'll play Smash Bros with us?
Wait, what guy were you gonna message? I remember this being brought up last night, but I literally
Totally
forgot.
message the guy who like does the
Oh
narration.
yeah. I was gonna see if I could contact Grant McDonald.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do it from our Getting Comfy YouTube channel so I can pretend to be professional about it. And then just say, hey, you wanna come join our Smash night? We like to play your songs. You have very deep, meaningful lyrics.
Fucking deep meaning.
Okay, if you do that, if he agrees, make sure it's a week that I'm there.
Yeah.
And we have to record that.
Well, duh.
Because
Special
oh
guest.
my god, like man, that could be our moment. We got the fucking Ram Ranch guy.
Dave, we'd be going to the top.
There's just like so many questions too. Just like,
Monetization, here we come.
Come
Oh,
flowing.
To be fair, I hate the monetization stuff. I'd rather just do a Patreon. I'd just rather do a Patreon.
That's how most YouTubers make their money.
Because then it'd be like, then our videos are ad free, and if you want to throw in money to a tip jar, go ahead.
No, our videos still wouldn't be ad free because
most of them would be ad free.
Like fucking I'm trying to think like Jimquisition does Patreon. I think Rado does Patreon. Like several folks that I watch do Patreon, and they still get fucking mid-roll ads, and it's infuriating.
I don't know. I have ad blocker, so I don't see ads on YouTube.
Same here.
When I'm watching on one of my computers, like either my laptop or my desktop, it's fine because ad block kicks in. If you've got an ad block that works on your phone, fucking tell me.
Oh yeah, I do. It's Microsoft Edge. I'm not kidding.
That's on phones now?
Yeah. Edge is no longer stupid anymore. It's based off the Chrome code. So now it's like Chrome, except with a Microsoft flavor on it.
I hate that, but I'll give that a try because I'm so fucking sick of like 6 mid-roll ads in a single 10-minute video.
I've switched over
double ads.
I've switched over from Chrome to Edge because of how pissed off I was getting at Chrome of just being a hog on everything, and Edge is arguably a lot faster.
That's on your phone, right?
And computer.
Right, but you're talking specifically on your phone.
On my phone too. Yeah, I use Edge.
Okay,
same thing.
Because I've been using the YouTube app and hating the shit out of it.
Yeah, no, just use the mobile site using Edge, and they'll block ads.
Good to know.
Awesome.
Good to know.
Anyway,
I'm gonna go next because I have a feeling I might know what Roger might say, and I at least want to have the chance to beat him to the punch if he's going to say what I think he's going to say.
I don't even know what I'm going to say yet.
MGS3.
Nope, not even close.
Okay, well, either way, MGS3. That's my game because I fucking cry at the end of that game every time. I shit you not.
That's the only game that's made me cry.
Like there was even the time, I'm pretty sure I've told this story to you guys before, not on podcast, but I've told it to you before, where like back when I was working at McDonald's and like I got up early as shit in the morning so I could use the big TV in the living room to play that game. And I was at the end and I'm sitting there, you know, getting right up there to fighting the boss, and then a phone call comes in. And my mom happens to be waking up about that time, and I answer the phone, and it's work, and they're like, "Hey, you want to come in today? We need some help." And I'm like, "Nah, fuck that."
Video games.
Fuck that. I just wanted to play video games. And
nothing wrong with that.
My mom's like, "Who was that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that was work. They wanted to see if I wanted to come in." And then it's like, "Well, did you tell them yes?" And I said, "God, no." We'll fucking call them back and tell them that you'll come in. You need those hours. I'm like, "No, I don't. I'm a fucking teenager in high school. What do I need those hours for?" But she made me call them back, and then they're like, "Oh, no, it's okay. We got somebody." I'm like, "Thank God." And then I just went right fucking back to playing, and I went through the boss fight, like, not just the boss fight, but the fight with the boss. And
right.
Even then, with my mom fucking sitting there behind my back, I'm still like trying my goddamnedest to choke back the tears.
It just come a flowing.
Those tears just come a flowing. No, that game gets me every time. Especially the part where you have to actually kill the boss, because it's a real subtle trick they do there, but it's effective by making you pull the trigger. Because like they put it in your hands to hit the button to pull that trigger and finish her off, and then they still take the choice away from you if you try not to. Because if you don't push the button, it'll do it for you. Like, you may as well do it, because if you don't, we're gonna do it for you. Fucking gets me, man.
For me, it's like when he's at the grave and he's like saluting. That's when I start to lose it. No,
like I'm choking him back right at that point, and then like the ridiculous shit happens with Ocelot, and it's like, this isn't as sad anymore. But yeah, I'm already in a weakened state. So yeah, when the salute happens, it's like, then I fucking
that's the moment.
Like they broke my defenses when you fight the boss, and then just everything gets through at that salute. So that's my game, and that's my part.
Neato.
I remember telling Shelby, "You ready?" Like as I was playing through that game, like, "You ready for me to cry like a little bitch at the end of this game?" And she laughed at me.
I'm imagining it being like that episode of King of the Hill where Hank cries at the movie theater. And like, he'll be like, "Oh my God, are you crying?"
Not gonna lie, I fucking cry easy at shit. I'm so easy to get. Especially hot blood shit. Hot blood shit gets me every fucking time. And like,
I I cried at the end of fucking The Good Place when I finished that the other week.
I cried during the scene of Gurren Lagann when like Simone gets his shit together and
Dude,
fights the armadillo dude.
My God,
Like you want the key to my heart. It's fucking insert songs.
I lose my shit every time something major happens. My Hero Academia.
Like I said, hot blood shit.
Yeah.
My hero is hot blood as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Roger, you have an answer yet?
I do.
Okay.
In the same realm as Dave, we'll go with Metal Gear Solid 4, however. That's not the ending. I know the ending's powerful, but the thing that the scene that really got to me, I don't know if I was like sad or if it was just like intense, would have been the microwave hall.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that part.
That entire part is just like I don't know. It's weird.
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable, and you're trying your damnness to get out of it, but you can't.
You move so slow.
This is because it's like, the more you're in, he's old already, and all of a sudden, this microwave hallway is just destroying his, his exosuit.
Well, and like,
oh my God, I'm trying, Snake, I'm trying.
And like the thing of it is, Raiden could have done that no problem. But like that's really what fucking drives that point home of just Snake is done. He wants to fucking die.
Yep.
Like, he was hoping that would be enough.
It's
Because
also a very good like point of like immersion of like really like feeling his struggle as you're trying to find this button for fucking ever.
Yeah. That'd be my vote for me. Yeah, the microwave hallway.
I mean, there's a lot of games where like they force those cinematic like moments on you where they take the actual gameplay part of it out and just force you to do some really stupid menial task of just like mashing a button as you're struggling to move forward or whatever. They're taking a lot of gameplay control away from you to force just a moment. But that's one of the few that like works. And
because everything led up to that though.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just thrust upon you. It's like the shit was kind of coming, and Snake's old and his time's coming up. You just don't know when, and that's just another stepping stone towards Snake's demise.
Well, yeah, like that's my point. Like there's a lot of games where like they're very story driven, and they pepper moments like that throughout, where they're just taking like gameplay control away from you and forcing you into like these just slogs of you're a slave to the cinematic. But in MGS4's case, because that's at the very end of the game and it's this like hugely impactful moment, and as far as I can recall, that's really the only time they do something that absurd with the concept. So like they get away with it, whereas a lot of those other story driven games where they're doing that so many times throughout, like moments
just
like
annoying.
Moments like that in games will actually cause me to not want to replay them.
Like, say what you want about Kojima, but he knows when and when not to do certain things in a video game.
Because it's like, maybe this game is overall arcadey as fuck and it's quick run and gun, but then there's these just cinematic moments where it forces me to do like walk and talks.
Which is, and that's fine because it gives you a little bit of a cooldown. It's like, okay, just got
fine.
done.
It's fine the first time, but most games they don't survive multiple playthroughs because of that.
I can pick up MGS4 any day.
Yeah, like this is one of the cases where like MGS4 it survives despite having, I don't know what to call it other than a walk and talk, because it's effectively in the same vein.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Walk and talk done right.
All right, Nick, you're up.
Well, yeah, for me, it's a game that kind of has a crowning moment of awesomeness. and it's actually Ocarina of Time. Because it's not like my favorite Zelda game, because that goes to Majora's Mask, but I do think just the overall ending part, like the fight with Ganondorf and stuff, is just awesome to me. Like
It's a really like good like climax for that.
Right. I just think I mean the fight itself is not like a difficult, nothing really special about it from a gameplay standpoint. And if you know what you're doing, you can just fucking kick his ass. But I just think like from the sound design to the set pieces to it's just like from the moment you enter that like you destroy that barrier, from the moment you enter that middle tower, like until the end of the game, until you like deliver the final blow to Ganon, it's just awesome because like you first get in that tower and like you hear that pipe organ playing in the background, but it seems really far away. But, like as you progress through it, it keeps getting louder and louder. Like you're getting closer to Ganondorf. Like you feel it.
Yeah, when you're like climbing those last stairs, that's when it's
it's really getting loud. Like I often like just kind of impulsively take out my sword at that point, even though there's no enemies. Because like I'm gonna just go fuck this shit up,
dude.
And then
and even like Ganon when he finally turns into Ganon, like, fucking menacing. Keep him in like a lot of shadows, and it's it's done really well for a 64 game too.
Yeah, and like I'll get to Ganon, but like you get to Ganondorf and. All the Triforces start to resonate because, they're together for the first time in however long. And you fight Ganondorf, and then, with his last breath, he tries to take you with it. And then normally, your time to escape the castle. Normally, time stuff in video games suck, but that's like, it's super easy. Like, unless you really suck, you're probably not going to run out of time. But it does add just enough tension. Yeah, it's just enough tension to that moment to, kind of get the blood pumping a little bit. But then, castle destroys and it's like, oh, it's all over. But then you hear that one sound and it's like, oh, is it though? And he busts out, shows he still has that last piece of the Triforce. So like the best part.
Look at my dick, Link.
Like the thing is like every other boss in the game has like some kind of like subtitle when their name pops up, like big amoeba or Phantom Shadow Beast, Bongo Bongo, but Ganon
is just Ganon.
Ganon is just Ganon. Like he needs no introduction. Like he's just fucking Ganon.
Well, like to anyone who's played the games before that, the whole time they're probably like, "Who the fuck is this Ganondorf guy? Where the hell is Ganon?" And then
here he is, just fucking Ganon
for like a great fucking moment.
Right, and then as you're fighting Ganon, you can anytime you get hurt, you hear Zelda shriek out in the distance and stuff.
I always tell her to shut the fuck up though, because I'm like, I got this. Like, you don't even need to fucking worry about this. I got this.
But yeah,
bitch, I got 20 hearts and a 2 times defense. I'm good.
I got a big Oron sword.
And I got the big Oron sword.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love it. I want to give honorable mention to Xenoblade Chronicles, even though I've only played that game twice at this point, but it got me every time at the end. So I'm gonna ask: Does anybody give a shit if I spoil it?
Go nuts.
Not really.
I already know the ending.
So the end of the game it's another fucking you kill God sort of thing, but like there's some more interesting takes on it. But just you guys know what a cynical prick I can be, and like how much I tend to try to act like I'm fucking above that shit.
And
I'm
fail.
really not. I'm really not, because the ending of that game is shonen as fuck, with just pretty boy protag screaming at the top of his lungs of like, we're going to change the future and it's going to be our future, it's for us to decide, and like blah blah blah, killing God because God is a huge dick, admittedly just a huge dick, but I'm fucking weak to that shit, man. It gets me. Like I'm both like pumped and like tearing up, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, you go Shulk, you and your friends.
Well, I mean,
you make it Rhine time.
I think one of those, like, because RPGs always resonate well, feels like a lot of other games. So when you get to those endings, it's kind of like a real triumphant moment.
Yeah, when done right, it's like, okay, everything that's been building up to this one moment, and like if they stick the landing, it can really.
Yeah, they definitely need to do that.
Right.
Well, if we're gonna do an honorable mention, I just real quick say, because the game I haven't played that many. I've only played it twice, but I know Roger will love it too. But Wonderful 101's ending is the perfect ending. Like, just awesome
You beautiful,
shit.
beautiful motherfucker, you.
Like, that is the best time for like a theme song to start playing, and just everything is just amped up to like 1,000. It's like Gurren Lagann. Like, it's just that same kind of just shit where shit just goes balls to the wall.
You know, Christ, if we're gonna go there, I'm gonna mention Beautiful Joe, and like I don't even know why this
Beautiful motherfucker.
I don't even know why this gets to me like it does. Like, I feel like I think it's just they time it with the music that well. But as I had brought up before with games where at the end of the credits where they, give the special thanks, and like after the real people, it's and you. Like, every fucking time I finish Beautiful Joe and it gets to the and you part, for some fucking reason, that game, any other game, the and you part, like, it fucking rings on me.
I feel like they say something else besides and you. I feel like they say something else.
Yeah, they gotta, but like,
I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
That game above any other game, like, it always feels good when they do that, but Beautiful Joe especially, and I just cannot peg down why. But when they do it in that game, it gives me a tear. It gives me a real
okay, here it is.
Actual
here, I'm just gonna post here. My recording's probably fucked because I had video up. And anyway, I am posting the picture now.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It fucking gets me.
It's a good one. But yeah, we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah. Hopefully, Craig
All right.
All
right. Waiting for me. Also, I realized. Sorry, Nick. I feel like I kept it. I didn't realize you were like painting that whole fucking scene there in our time, and I kept kind of jumping in because I didn't realize you were going to go through each part there. So I do apologize for interrupting.
Well, the thing about that end part is like you have to experience it from the beginning to the end.
I know. I just didn't realize you were going to do like beat by beat, so I was just kind of jumping in with my opinions to kind of get it. I thought you were going to get like a back and forth, but I did not read the room.
Wow, what an asshole!
But also, I want to mention that this whole time that we've been doing this, I've been doing a Chomp Bravely, which just gets me extra money, and I have made so much goddamn money while we've been doing this goddamn podcast.
Wait, you've not been paying attention to us solely?
Well, it's one of those things that you can put on in the background. All I do is I just tap the screen every so often.
But Andy, we're recording the podcast, and
dude, I flat out told you I've played Gungeon while we were.
I can't even get that joke up.
Wait.
What?
Yeah. This is another rambling of Getting Comfy.
So what? We're not important to you?
You're very important to me, but
but not important enough to play video games while we're trying to talk.
Dude, I'm making so much.
Another rambling of Getting Comfy.
I made myself rich while we were doing.
Hate you guys. Hate you.
It's multitasking.
No, you weren't.
To those paying attention, to those who stuck around long enough to hear this, next episode we'll be doing our own little variation of Game of the Year.
We're calling it the Nick Awards.
Yeah.
Well,
we can do that.
The vast majority of the games I played this year did not come out until a lot of
doesn't matter.
We'll call it the Nicky Dickies.
Neither did Among Us.
I need to go watch the She-Ra He-Man Christmas special because it is tradition. So I need to wrap this up.
Yeah, Dave, we need to get Mark on the horn and ask if he's got the Star Wars holiday special.
No, because I don't want Brian throwing up in my sink again.
That was the best part of. That was the best part of that evening.
Okay.
That's like I can watch the Star Wars holiday special, or go into the bathroom.
Andy's running away.
See,
wrap it up.
So you can either watch the Star Wars holiday special, or you go into the bathroom and watch a guy just absolutely destroy a sink. And honestly, that was the best part of the night.
The toilet was right there. It was less than 2 feet away.
And that's why it was awesome.
I've had the same experience in my own bathroom once with Samantha's friends, and I do not want to relive that.
Jesus.
But anyway, yeah.
And that's why Mark is not allowed to pick movies again.
And that's why we are signing off.
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.